Hey, it's Adam from Edge. I'm back again with Astrid McClean in the Exchange group. How are you doing today, Astrid?
I'm doing really well, Adam.
All right. Last time when we were here, you showed us some really cool stuff around high availability.
Yep.
Today we want to talk about management.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a little bit of the background, what what you guys have changed and kind of what the story is with some of the management tools in Exchange.
Okay. So one of the things we found about management is users wanted to be able to do things like manage groups, change their details, but every time they wanted to do that, it's a call to the help desk. The help desk has to, do this thing. It takes time away from what the help desk really should be doing. Users get frustrated because they can't do it themselves. Help desk gets frustrated because it's not exactly an exciting job for them. Mm-hmm. So one of the things we've done is put some new self-service tools into Exchange 2010.
Okay. Tell us some of the things that people can self-help now.
Yeah, so they can do things like set up groups, they can join groups, they can go do things like search for mail. So if you've sent a mail to, I don't know, someone outside the organisation, don't know what happened to it, in the past you would have had to call the help desk, they'd have to track the message. You can now go into our new user self-service area, and we call that the Exchange Control Panel. Log on yourself, go and track that message, go see what's happened to it. So update your details, manage your groups, do things like track messages, but you can still manage all your OWA options as well.
All right, cool. And I guess you've exposed kind of new delegation for users as well, or being able to grant users access to different control panels and things?
Yeah, so as well as just the user self-help, we've got the other problem where we've got people that we want to do administrative tasks, but we don't want to give them full access to the Exchange Management Console. Mm-hmm. So maybe things like compliance officers that want to do, a search across mailboxes, or your help desk administrator, where you want to give them access to manage users and groups, but not the whole Exchange organisation.
Sure.
So we've got something called role-based access control. So we assign people roles, and then based on that role, their experience in the Exchange control panel will change. They'll only see the features that they've got access to.
Okay. Why don't you show it to us and kind of talk through what it looks like.
Okay, so we're logged on here as Bob Kelly, and Bob's logged on to Outlook Web Access. And one of the ways we can get to the new Exchange control panel is through the options link in Outlook Web Access. Now, because this is my test system and I'm logged on as the administrator, I need to re-log on as Bob to access the Exchange control panel. So this is what it looks like. So it's a new web console, and Bob can see all his details. One thing Bob wants to do is change his phone number, change his mobile number that he's recently changed. So rather than calling the help desk, he can come in here, he can change his number, very inventive phone number, save it, and that's updated in the GAL, so everybody can see that now. One of the other things you might want to do is now he can have a look at all the groups that he belongs to, and he's been given permissions to actually create groups. So Bob's working on a project, it's his secret Project X, and he's going to set up the group himself. He can decide who's going to own that group. One of the cool things we've done is he can decide how people are going to be able to join. So he can say either anyone can join, nobody can join unless he adds them, or he has this thing called owner approval. So it means anyone that wants to join the group, it will actually send an email to Bob and he'll be able to either approve or reject that user. And all that's done without the help desk.
Okay, so just like that, he just created a new distribution group that he's got full control over who's in, or he can actually control how people join that group. That's really cool.
Exactly. So how about we log on as another user, Arlene, and have a look, see if she can join the group.
Okay.
So we'll log back on to Outlook Web Access as Arlene Huff. Now Arlene's the compliance officer. Oh, I've spelled her name wrong. So Arlene's the compliance officer in our organisation, and she's heard about Project X, so Bob's told her about it, but she needs to join the distribution group. So she'll log on to the Exchange control panel. She's got a similar interface to what we saw with Bob. She can go to the group and she can say join, and when she joins she can see the list of groups, and there's Project X. So she just clicks on that and clicks join, and it'll come up and say, okay, a request to join the group has been submitted to the group owner. So that will now in the background send an email to Bob and Bob will have the option of whether he wants to approve her membership in the group or not.
Cool.
But you notice it's a little bit different. Eileen's view of the Exchange Control Panel has this extra thing up the top here that says, tell me what I want to manage, that we didn't see with Bob's. And that's because she's been given access to do what we call multi-mailbox searches. So we go to Manage My Organisation. You can see that she's got a new tab called Reporting, and that allows her to set up a multi-mailbox search. She can search for phrases, she can decide what sort of dates, where she wants to search. She can do all of that without calling the help desk, without calling the administrator. It's all given to her.
The idea was that Arlene was the compliance officer, so she may need to search for certain records and things. That's why we've given her these rights.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So what's the administrator interface look like to give users access to these other tabs and roles?
Okay, so right now in the beta you'll see this, it's all done through PowerShell.
Okay.
So we have this concept of management roles, and oops, if I can find the right commandlet. So we'll have a look at management role. Once you have a management role, you assign it to someone. So let's have a look at the management role assignments that have been given to Arlene. Let's spell her name. And we can see that she's been given a couple of roles. One is a discovery management. You'll see the self-management stuff, as well as the My Distribution Groups and the My Groups.
Okay.
So she can manage groups, she can do that discovery management. Mm-hmm. But we've got another user in our organisation called Eric Ryan, who's our help desk administrator. And Eric, if we have a look at his assignments, you can see that he's got this new management role assignment called help desk, and the role is actually recipient management. So he can manage users and groups.
Okay.
So maybe we'll log on to the Exchange Control Panel and have a look and see what it looks like for him.
Yeah, let's look at his.
Now we're going to get Eric to log directly onto the Exchange Control Panel because it has its own URL. So when he logs on, you can see he's still got the option to manage himself or the organisation. But rather than just having the reporting like Arlene had, he can manage users and groups. So he can actually update user information. He can create new mailboxes if he wants to. Or he can manage the groups. We've also got an option to manage transport rules. So all that's in a web-based console rather than having to log on to the Exchange Management Console.
Which, yeah, I mean, that was, we didn't call that out specifically, but no console that he had to install. We can do it all via the browser now. That's very cool. Yeah,
and it's actually, it has the same browser support as OWA as well. So it doesn't only have to be IE. Okay. We can run it in Firefox or Safari as well.
All right, great. Astrid, thanks for taking time to show us the management tools. If somebody wants to get their hands on it, start kicking the tires now, where do they go?
They go to microsoft.com/exchange, they can download the beta and they can try it out. The Exchange Control Panel, you can get to it through options in OWA, or you can go to your organisation name /ECP and go straight to the Exchange Control Panel, try it out.
Cool stuff, thanks.